Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, In Her Reading Era. My name is Leah, and I'm going to talk to you today about banned books. So, I have personally started a new goal of reading a book that has either been banned previously or is currently banned somewhere each month. Each month, I'm going to read a new banned book for me, not new for the world, but new for me, and kind of see why it's banned. I wholeheartedly disagree with book bans. One of my favorite books growing up was Anne Frank's Diary. I learned so much from it, and it is banned in certain places, and I don't understand why. I think the message of that book is so important to this day. So, with all these book bans going on, I decided that I wanted to read a book that's either been banned or is currently being banned. And I will say my interest in banned books started before I was more aware of book bans. It started when I watched Lady Chatterley's Lover on Netflix. And if you haven't watched this movie, it's a historical romance and it's based on the book that was published in 1928. Now, when this book was published, Lady Chatterley's Lover, it was banned for in many places, including Canada, the USA, the UK, and till 1959 in some places in 1960, it was banned. So my curious brain wanted to read Lady Chatterley's Lover to understand why it was banned. Like comparing it to today's novels, is it that explicit? Is it have that much sexual context to it? I really kind of wanted to see what's the comparison, and why it was banned for so many years. So that's what really started my interest in banned books. And then I've heard more and more over the last few years about book bans, and I was like, okay, like I don't agree with this. I think there's knowledge that we should have that is being taken away from us. So I made it a goal to read one banned book a month. So for the month of June, I picked my first book of reading banned books, and I did pick Lady Chatterley's Lover because that was one of my first interests in banned books. So that is what I read this month, and I listened to it on audiobook, and I actually really enjoyed it. I didn't know how I would like the writing. It was written in 1928. Was I going to like it compared to my normal romance books today? And I did. It was definitely written a little bit different, but not as differently as I thought it was. So that was interesting. There was also a lot of explicit sexual content, but not the same way it would be written today. There's a lot of talk about the male organs, female organs. I'm not sure what I can say here on YouTube, but body parts that I didn't know if they would talk about, but they outright talked about them. The other interesting thing in this book is they had a lot of philosophical conversations about these things, about sex, about all these things. So that was another really interesting part of this book. Now, how did the book compare to the movie? So obviously there was differences. The movie Lady Chatterley's Lover on Netflix is definitely shown from what people would want today in romance. They did get rid of some of that philosophical talk. Did get rid of some of the things that people wouldn't find as romantic. I think they more romanticized the movie, but a lot of it does follow the same plot. And so that was really interesting. So overall, I would say I rated Lady Chatterley's Lover, written in 1928, 4 stars, which I think is a really good rating considering it was published in 1928. It wasn't made for people who think the way they do in the 2000s, in the 2020s. It wasn't written for us because this was almost 20 years, or not 20 years ago, almost 100 years ago. Yeah, I just thought it was good. The narration was good. Um, there was a couple parts where a little bit droned on the philosophical talk, but again, I still thought it was an interesting book, and I came at it from a different perspective of reading smut like I normally did, and I came at it as a perspective of reading a book that was written in 1928, and it was enjoyable. Yeah, that's basically what I have to say. I am going to talk about the book I'm going to read for July in another video, but I absolutely love this new series I've started about banned books. So yeah, follow along if you're interested in seeing what I read next. Thanks, guys.